get it going.
I'm gonna say 127.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say 127.
Dang! 189, 127.
Holy crap.
Okay, this is where a coach
Yeah.
switches positions and becomes a student. What did you just tap into to jack the speed 3 miles an hour and send it yard ball?
Just stay a little taller on the backswing.
Yeah.
And then make sure I keep my width. And just swing hard from there. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. We have a really fun one for you today. It's a little different. Not really playing golf on the course at all.
What the hell?
I will actually be taking a lesson with Cameron McCormick, who is Jordan Spieth's coach. I think he works with Daniel Berger now on his short game. Obviously, Spieth is one of the best players in the world, and McCormick is a very well-known instructor. He's also a good athlete. Today, I want to work on my putting with him. Lately, my putting has not been feeling great, mainly just on short putts. Even like 2-footers, I'm just like, the confidence is not really there. And I think it all has to do with the fact that I have been doing good stuff for the last 9-10 months, and I just don't putt those putts anymore. They're always either given to me, or if we're in a scramble, I'll be the last to go. If we say we have a 4-footer, you know, I'm probably the last to go, and someone will make it before I even have a chance to make it. So I think just 9 or 10 months of not really seeing a lot of short putts go in has just kind of affected my confidence. And now we're starting to do a little more stroke play on my channel, on Good's channel, on Garrett's channel. I'm doing a lot more stroke play, and it's starting to kind of expose that lack of confidence that I have on these short putts. So I'm just gonna talk to him. We're gonna make sure my stroke, technically, the whole technicality side of it is all good. I think it is. I think my stroke is still looking really good, and I think it's all just confidence issue, which I do believe confidence is 95% of putting. It's so important for putting. And so we're gonna talk to him, see if there's any drills he can give me that can kind of build my confidence a little bit, and maybe just ways to think over the putt for a little while to just have that confidence over, you know, 2, 3, 4, or 5 footers. So I'm excited. Me and Mike is out here filming. Big thanks to Mike. He had to get up early to drive all the way down here to Trinity Forest here in South Dallas, where McCormick is at. And yeah, we just pulled up to the parking lot, about to get in the cart and head out and see Cam. So I'm excited for it. I wish we could come out here more just for like good. I don't know if Cameron would help us do that. He might not be able to, I don't know, but it'd be worth a shot because this place is sweet. Our facilities out here are amazing. I actually have taken a lesson with Cameron once before. I think I was a freshman or sophomore in college. Came to him to work on some short game and putting stuff as well.
You just came through the back way.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it took me a second. I might have gone the wrong way. How you doing, mate? Good.
Good to see you.
See you, sir?
Yeah.
Sir? What?
You used to use a 2-ball, right?
Back in the day, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Changed. I don't remember the last time. I think it was the last time I used 2-ball.
Which one are you gaming now?
This one. I just haven't taken that one out yet for some reason, but there's no 14 club rule in YouTube golf, so.
I'm surprised you don't have more in there.
Oh, I do. I think I have about
64-degree wedge? Where's that 64?
Yeah, exactly. I need to get one. Might as well go 72.
Yeah. Ultimately, the coach with you and I is just to give you some ideas.
Yeah.
In terms of how you can feel far more confident on those short range putts, right?
Yeah,
Because that's
for
the
sure.
text that you sent me.
Yeah.
Is the current status is, if I remember correctly, so fill me in if I'm misremembering, is that the caliber of golf you're playing right now, you want to play really well, but it's different than the competitive golf you used to play as a pro or even as an elite level M, where you had to hold everything out.
Exactly.
Now you don't,
Yeah.
and so you feel a little bit less steady perhaps
Yeah.
over the 2 to 5 footers.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've just noticed, I mean, it's been 9 or 10 months now of doing YouTube stuff, and obviously with Good, there's a lot of, I mean, the gimme range is pretty friendly.
Generous.
Pretty generous, and then if it's like a 3-man scramble, I mean, I'm the best putter usually, so I'm going last, so if there's like a 4 or 5 footer, someone else is making it before I even get a chance to go, and I just move on. I think, and we just did a stroke play type tournament type thing with Good on the way back from Arizona, and that just kind of opened my eyes. I'm like, holy crap, like I've not putted many of these 2 to 3 footers, 4 footers at all because I've always been a very good putter, especially the last 5 years or so. And I think putting is just 95% confidence.
Sure.
And I just feel like I have no confidence because I haven't seen many go in the last 9 or 10 months.
And then going back to that text message that we shared, it's like when you don't expose yourself to those types of situations, it's not only a physical piece, it's like, well, I wonder.
Yeah.
But moreover, to your point, the 95%, you're not exposed to the psychological, let's say, challenge.
Yeah.
And the expectation that from 2 to 5 feet it should be pretty cake.
Yeah, exactly.
And so when you stand over one, you have this library that's not recent.
Exactly.
It's only back in your heyday in hand golf.
Yeah.
What we're going to do first step is check the hardware. Right? How are we moving the putter from 10 feet and then shorter range to see if there's any reason inside a sterile lab setting, no pressure, why would we expect the stroke to not perform?
Yeah.
So we're both going to assume that we're going to pass this test real quick, 3 to 5 minutes, is it ready to perform, and then we're going to go outside. And we're going to check the software, meaning the mindset piece that then hopefully plays nicely with the hardware piece.
Yeah. Okay.
And then it's just a matter of giving you some training tasks, or principally, hopefully, just one training task that has levels of difficulty within it that allow you, when you're able to practice, to get the results and expose yourself and feel more confident. We've done this before. I have some data from years back, 2016 in fact.
Did we do this last time?
Yeah, we did. We were just in the old bay up there.
Yeah.
That's the first step here, is me calibrating my sand putt lab tech that would then give us some. You were putting claw last time. You still claw?
No, I'm just conventional now.
And you putting with a line frame?
I do, yes.
Okay. The side stamp on the ball or a drawn line?
A drawn line.
Okay.
Yep.
You're set to go. I'm going to roll 5, maybe a few more than 5.
Okay.
I'm going to place them down, and if it doesn't look like I've aimed it correctly, then that next step will be you aiming more correctly for your eyes, okay?
Sounds good.
Sweet. How frequently would your ball be rolling into the rim like that one?
Very, yeah. And guys always talk about when we play, it's like my golf ball always seems to just hug the ground and roll in over end and. Yeah, I mean, for me, putting is usually, most of the time it's all about setup. If my setup feels good and comfortable, then usually the stroke feels really good.
Yeah.
Recently, I'd say the only thing I've been checking on is, I think because the lack of confidence on short putts, I've been a little jabby with it through, just kind of like trying to force the ball in. So I'm trying to just shorter putts and stuff and trying to just make sure I just kind of almost keep this angle right here, just kind of just stroke the ball instead of jabbing at it and just.
I'm going to grab those 3 from the back too. You can put another roll down in that same spot. If you were evaluating those 5 and giving them just a collective grade in terms of the quality of the roll, what grade would you give them?
I'd say A-. Most of them were rolling pretty never end and felt good. A couple of them were a little wobbly, but not bad.
On the level, the stimp in this room is like 14.
Okay.
It's like your time at Augusta.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to put this down about 5 feet, only because that allows me to capture a stroke. Your distance intent should be a foot past.
Okay.
So that allows me to capture a short stroke, almost simulating like a 3 to 4 footer.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know why. Kind of just forgot about the speed. Framework.
Take that triple off, and now we can go outside and test it.
Perfect.
We need to bring it out here in the wild, so to speak, and put it to the test. Your all capture is phenomenal. It makes sense why around that same time period, whatever you were doing would add up to good performance, whether it was at that time or after that time. So that all makes sense. Okay, so I have a challenge for you.
Okay.
And that challenge is 3, 4, 5 foot. So I've got dots 4, 5, and 6 foot. 4, 5, and 6, 4, 5, and 6, 4, 5, and 6. Spread around. So no two putts are the same, although there are some similarities in the putts, just based on the reads, right?
Yep.
We're gonna hit the 4s, then we're gonna go around hit the 5s, and then we're gonna go around hit the 6s. So that's 12 total putts. And out of those 12, let's have a wager.
Okay.
Right? At least from the context of trying to stress test you. Par or a passing score is 10 out of 12. If you pass, if you make 10 out of 12 going around these 4 through 6 dots, you would gain strokes on a PGA Tour level field.
Yep.
So you should be rewarded for that. Do you agree?
I agree. Yeah.
I'll pay you 50.
Okay.
All right. You make 11 out of 12, I'll pay you 100.
Okay.
You make 12 of 12, we'll give you 200.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Anything less than that 10 level, that passing level PGA Tour standard, you owe me 50. Okay? So that's the only penalty.
Perfect. Awesome.
I want to see, just as you would in terms of like the overall routine,
Okay.
go around here, you're competing for cash here. These are real American dollars we're playing for here, by the way.
Yeah. I like it. It gets the little nerves going on the putting green.
Yeah. You can only go so far as to simulate a stressful environment.
Yeah.
Right? There's just nothing like under the pump, a 300-pound pencil, teeing it up in a Masters or a US Open or an elite level amateur event, as you played well in for so many years. But the things that might push us closer to simulating that stressful situation is cash. We're doing it.
Yeah.
Crowds. We're doing it.
Exactly.
Right? Or some level of consequences, right? You gotta clean up every room at the good house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would take hours and hours. But no, I agree. I mean, there's no quite simulation like a tournament. Me and Garrett were actually talking about it yesterday. Tournament's just a different feeling. I mean, until you actually put yourself into it, you just don't realize it. Yeah. I was saying I could go out to Twin Creeks and shoot 64 every day for 2 months in a row. But then you put me in a tournament at Twin Creeks. Yeah. I might still do that, but it's going to feel a lot different. Yeah. It's going to be a lot tougher. Yeah. And it's not different in any other endeavor. Speaking to Michael Gervais, who was a sports psychologist, he was the guy that was the mental counsel to Felix Baumgartner on Team Red Bull, who jumped from space. And he said we could talk to him ad nauseum about what he's about to try and do, risking his life, jumping from somewhere up there. Yeah. But there's no real way to prepare for someone for that until you're up there. Yeah, exactly.
So,
exactly.
Demonstrated any jabbiness yet? Have you felt any? Did I miss anything?
I have not. No.
Okay, carry on. I think if the viewers pick up anything from this, it's like elite level players so frequently play with a swing feel. It's not totally brain off. No. Right? It's okay to
I wish it could be, but it's...
But do you?
I mean...
Because here's what happens when you go totally brain off. Your brain then becomes kind of this open reservoir to do, maybe not a reservoir is the wrong word, but it can be distracted pretty quick. But when you give it a task, some sort of, we'll call it a critical focus, then that becomes its job.
Yeah.
And that critical focus for you is, okay, just hold that wrist angle and complete the stroke. If I can take care of this right here, then that just becomes a consequence of doing well here.
Exactly, yeah.
So you're less outcome bound and you're more process bound.
That's true. I mean, my best rounds I've played, best tournaments I've played, there's always been a certain swing thought or a certain thought in putting or whatever it may be. But
that echoes every conversation I've had with any elite level player.
For sure.
That's right. Thank you.
What, 4 6-footers left?
4 6-footers left, yep. Make percentage PGA Tour 73 to 75%. Great stroke, great read too. Phenomenal. But the reason reason we're going to hit the next two is from a coaching or a training standpoint. So if I put myself in my shoes, I'd like to establish a baseline. And if I was playing or doing this, I'd like to establish a baseline as well. But the first time I tried this, what did I score? And also, I want to hit the next two because they establish some sort of visible pattern of error, right? So we've got 3, and 2 of them are low, and that one was high. That one was high on the same leg that the first one was low on. So let's carry on. Let's hit the last 2. Before I give you the feedback from a coach's eye, and the coach's eye is not only what I see, but also what I can confirm here, talking through the performance.
I thought I put a lot of good rolls on it, even those last 2 that I missed.
That would be a measure of the quality of stroke, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so the quality of stroke, give it a grade out of 10.
Overall, probably 7.
7? It's a 10. And if it's not a 10, it's a 9.5.
Okay.
So your new information there is, as I'm hitting these putts, my feedback is somewhat disconnected with the reality of the quality of the roll I put on it. They're end over end, and they're launching where my ball is aimed, and where my putter is aimed is where my ball is aimed. So the physical piece that is well within our control, you're executing fantastically. Fantastically.
So that first 4-footer I missed. So was that a pull, or was that just not enough? It was low read.
Low read.
So those are some I've noticed a lot, right to lefters.
This is a bad beat here. This is a really bad, because the grain's going that direction. But the further you tip towards this side, you start to reach a point on the green that's far more level.
Which, the last putt didn't want to turn at all.
It didn't want to turn at all, but your 4 here turned and your 5 here turned. So if I'm summarizing what I see right now, the number of misses were almost split 50-50 high side, low side. Did you miss 4? Did you miss 5?
I missed 4.
Yeah, you missed 4. So we were split 50-50. 2 on the low side, 2 on the high side.
Okay.
I said I'm going to give you a chance to win your money back. You owe me 50, but how you earn that 50 back is with a volume of work that also validates that you can achieve the standard we set at the start, which is 10 out of 12. So all you have to do is practice this for any number of minutes to push towards that level. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to make the task more difficult. And I'm going to let you choose how to make the task more difficult. We're going to narrow the capture width of the cup. We're going to start back over here at the 4-footer. I'm going to give you 2 options. We're going to start the 4-footer that you hit low right there. Because these reads were actually quite difficult right here. It looked like it was moving right to left, but it was such a soft amount. You basically play them all straight, and they stayed straight. You got grain going this direction, you got some slope going in that direction, but they wanted to hold. But as soon as you got to here, this is like a 1.3% aim point. That's when you started to underread it. So your 2 choices are this. I can block the low side of the hole with a ball marker, and success is the ball getting to the hole or made putt without touching the ball marker, or I can use a cup reducer. This one is more difficult than this one. There's a level above this that's even more difficult again, which is entire circle cup reducer. It actually has a section right in between it where we could even narrow it up some more. I think this one's sufficient to push your vision a little higher to where you then have to match up the speed, which gives the ball the greatest chance of being captured by the hole. Right? The faster the ball's moving, smaller the relative size of the hole. 4 1/4 inches shrinks down as soon as you hit it hard. I'm not saying you hit any of them too hard, but I'm saying how you bridge the gap between 8 out of 12 to 10 out of 12 or 12 out of 12 is matching up what you do physically with slightly better reads.
Okay. Well, that's just interesting to me a lot, because I feel like I've seen a decent amount of putts that are right to left that miss on the low side, and I just kind of assumed I was pulling all of them, when really I might have just not been playing enough break.
I'm not saying the answer will always be you're doing the things physically you need to, but what we have today is confirmation inside that your start lines are phenomenal. Confirmation outside, I've filmed every one of them, the start lines are phenomenal. The only execution in stroke on one of the putts was a slight toe contact. But that's not going to cause it to start off line. If anything, that'll only cause it to roll a little slower. And it wasn't one of the ones you missed. So there's really nothing to take action on yet. But there's always a need for you as an elite level player, any player that wants to be elite, is to do the technical work that then establishes that you are ready to perform. Let's go around again and let's see if we can earn that money back. was definitely a pull.
Was it?
Yep. Take a look at the center of the putter. So the line on the putter that finds basically the point above the sweet spot. See where it's traveling at that point in the stroke? So traveling back to the ball, it's outside the target line relative to where it went back.
Yep.
So that's the same point coming back. And so that path is now shifted where? Left.
Yep.
And the face followed it. So that's a pull on path. But in reality, the path pulled the face to the left, and the face is responsible for launching the ball, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay, you're still in the fight.
Okay.
You're hitting what is now called an adversity ramp.
Yeah.
And that adversity ramp is, I've missed 2, I can't miss anymore. Yeah, and that's a good thing to be exposed to. You're not satisfied that you've missed 2 already. You're exposing yourself to a greater level of psychological stress, just the completion stress that says, I can't miss another one. I'm okay with this, but I'm not okay with it.
Practice, but it still gets the heart rate going a little bit.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Sucks. I do not like missing those, but also it somewhat resembles.
What kept that last one out of the hole?
I mean, a little less speed, it would have gone in.
The pace.
And,
the pace for the line you launched it on.
Which
Exactly.
I do
I'm
feel like
pushing
that's
you to a higher line, and you hit it through the break, and so therefore it didn't go in.
Yeah.
What did that putt demonstrate?
That demonstrated that the right speed on that line was perfect.
Perfect marriage of line.
Which that was the same line that I had last time on that 6-footer. I could tell I hit a good putt stroke-wise and line-wise in the last one, but now that I actually matched up the speed, it goes in dead center.
Yep. Yeah, this is a constraint. This is a constraint trying to shift your vision.
Yeah.
But just because you touch it, as long as it goes in, we're still counting make.
Okay, okay. That just blows my mind that it's not turned. And I keep seeing it.
You launched it left edge.
Yeah.
Right, you aimed at left edge, it launched left edge.
Okay.
And that ball's roll started off like Aaron Rodgers, just a pure spiral, whoever your favorite quarterback is. Maybe Patrick Mahomes, I don't know.
A Dak Prescott, I guess.
Okay, we'll go Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
We'll go Dak Prescott spiral. And then the grain that seems like it might not actually be this direction shifts the axis the ball's rolling now. It just wants to hang out to the left. Okay, make this last one.
So I guess, I mean, because I was trying to play that still like left inside.
Yeah.
Even though it's like I know it's not going to turn much, I still...
Yeah, you were splitting half in, half out right there. Yeah, and that's where the ball ended up.
Okay.
By the way, one last question before we hit this last putt.
Okay.
Heart rate on the last one, greater than any other?
It was, I'd say it was greater on the one before. Just because...
Why?
Just because it's kind of, it's one of those you have to play outside the hole. And it's just kind of, you really have to just stroke it and just trust it. And it's kind of, you just tap it and just kind of bleed it down.
Interesting. My thought it would be the last one, and here's why. The last one has the appearance like it should move to the right. Our history says it didn't move to the right. And so in your mind, you probably only got half a hole, maybe a quarter of a hole to make the putt.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you'll ever set up to that one and aim at center.
No. And that's why, I think that's why I almost played it like just inside left.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm playing it there just in case it does finally move right. But also if it stays straight like it has been, it'll still go in.
Okay.
But I mean, my heart rate is still going on that one, you know. But I'd say the last 2 were pretty similar.
Wonderful. Thanks. Good. Didn't take long for you to earn your 50 back. Didn't take long for you to validate the physical skill piece. The hardware is in the readiness to perform. It didn't take long for you to show me as well that for the most part, the software that might cause you to be jabbery is also under control. But there's a software piece in there that is the artistic side of putting. And that's that marriage of, can I see nuance in green reading? And then once I do that, can I match up the speed I intend to give that ball the greatest chance of being captured by the hole. And that's the part of practice that seems like it's most relevant and necessary for you right now. So I think there's a readiness for you to putt really well, but there's going to be some work required. And this would be the exercise. The variations that you could create around this to make it a little bit more difficult would be, like I said, cash, crown, and consequence. The consequence sometimes is just competing against someone else. As long as you see that someone else as a peer-to-peer challenge.
Right?
For sure. Yeah. So a similarly elite level player that you're competing against, and there's something on the line. Thoughts or questions?
No, I completely agree. I will say the speed thing, I think a lot of that probably has to do with the good stuff as well. It's like we're playing scrambles a lot. You don't really think about speed too much in putting. And that's one thing I've all just in college and after college, I was a very good putter, I think, because I did have good speed. And I still obviously think I can. I still think I am capable of doing it. That's not been the main focus of my putting for the last 9-10 months. Because I've noticed with maybe it has been just a little jabbiness, putting a little too much right hand into it, whatever it may be, but just short putts have been going in a lot firmer, even the way they do go in. And I think that is part of probably the scrambles and all that. Again, not enough practice on being able to see my line, put down that tee or that ball marker like I told you I did in college a lot, and like we did today. Just seeing that there and trying to almost roll around it, making sure it doesn't get low of that is just a good visual. I think I agree, that's something I need to work on and kind of get back to, just to be able to, so I'm not over a 4-footer and just thinking, see it going to the left, I'll just play it right center and, figure it out almost. I actually have to, read it, think, okay, this is actually probably a just outside right putt, and maybe, imagine that ball marker there, and I kind of see with good speed it going in the right center of the hole or whatever it may be.
Best putters I've ever been around putt with such an acuity, such a tight picture of what they're trying to achieve. And then the tighter they're intended, whether it's a landmark like this bright green piece of grass here, or a landmark like the blade of grass that's sitting in front of the hole, or the back edge of the hole, a blemish in the back dirt of the hole, or it's something even here, or a combination of all of those, the more they have this visual image of what they're trying to achieve, they bring about the greater likelihood of the physical piece producing what their intent is. Because the difference between a made or a missed putt is oftentimes, for a player your caliber, fractions of degrees, right, in start line. We saw that once. But outside of that, it's fractions of millimeters in where you aim for the type of read, and fractions of what we'll call just ball rolls. Did I roll it one ball too hard or 3 balls too hard? That cause the intended break to not yield a made putt. So we've got the right type of work, we've got the need for work, we've got the need for some level of stress, and equipped with an ability to check your technique using whatever, like you use putting tutor, right?
Yes, I do.
You got an ability to check your technique and then stress test your technique, the hardware piece, the software piece, and the inner athlete will come out and produce the elite level results you're accustomed to.
For sure. Obviously, I appreciate the help, and I think one of the biggest things, takeaways for me, is that that 4-footer I missed at first one. Because that's the one I've been seeing, like I said, a lot. That kind of right to left or miss low. In my mind, I always just kind of thought I was pulling it. And I thought that's kind of been one of my, I don't want to say fears, but kind of in the back of my mind, like, on the right to left or sometimes. Seeing that miss left again. I think that's also why sometimes I tend to jam it in. It's like I don't want to miss it low.
Yeah, for sure. I think the more you have an ability to miss it left, the more you are going to be jabbing in it firmer, because the harder you hit it, the more likely the face to path stays a little bit more square longer. The need for feedback, even at an elite level, is, I thought I made one mistake when I missed this first 4-footer, but it was actually a different mistake. But then over here, on the 4 or the 5-footer that you missed second go round, there was that over the top, if you want to call it that, or a left path shift that sent the face to path there. So you still have to dot your I's and cross your T's, meaning check the technical proficiency that's not contributing to error, and then know that it's only speed, line average.
Because that just soothes my mind a lot. The whole time I was thinking, man, there's right to lefters, I'm just pulling a lot, how's the space getting closed at impact, blah, blah. It's actually just, probably just not playing enough read and
right on.
Not trusting that line. So
beautiful, man.
Thank you so much for the help.
Good job. We're good on time if you wanted to try and do it. First step is just stand on that black map there. Okay. That way, if there's anything I need to dig into, I know it's measured your mass, not someone else's mass. Okay. All right, 5 balls, pound town.
All right.
Yeah?
All throughout college, like 118, 120. And now, I feel like I'm going to be like 123, 124. Wow. A little bit.
So ball speed's pushing 182, yeah?
I would think so. And lately I've been ripping it, so.
Yeah. You're pretty far past me.
So we will see what.
Let me get back so I don't get stuck into the vortex. All right, here we go, ball up. Sounds fast. 186 out of the gates.
Wow.
Come on, track man. 124.4.
Holy.
Hello. There's no way to juice this either. There's simply no way to juice trackness. Okay.
I really wasn't expecting that with that swing either.
If you've already exceeded what you expected, how fast can you get it going?
I'm gonna say 127.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say 127.
Dang! 189, 127.
Holy crap.
Okay, this is where coach
Yeah.
switches positions and becomes a student. What did you just tap into to jack the speed 3 miles an hour and send it?
Just stay a little taller on the backswing.
Yeah.
And then make sure I keep my width. And just swing hard from there.
Hard.
Just swing hard.
Mindset of hard.
Just feel like all the speed is just all right through here.
Good. Let's go again. Oh, good job. Bottom groover of 193. Hello, sir. Mad props. Mad props.
That's ridiculous.
There you go, people. 128, 194. It would have been a 340 carry in all likelihood.
I know I've been, because even we played yesterday. Garrett's been like, you are hitting it ridiculously far right now. And I've noticed it.
It certainly sounds that way too.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And I just haven't been on like a TrackMan or anything lately.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that high.
I'm curious. And this could be part of the video. Come around here.
Okay.
Or it could be nothing. But if I just move and we just take a look at, in order to create the speed that you create, what you do with your body as measured through the ground, in order to get this right, I need to scrub to certain key points in the swing. What you do is rarefied air.
Is what?
Is rarefied air.
Okay.
Rarefied air from this is measuring what you do from a front versus back, so right to left in terms of how you move your pressure.
Yep.
Then in addition to that, how you use your body mass to create leverage, right? Okay. So you said taller, it measures taller. You didn't say much right to left, it measures a ton of right to left.
Okay.
And it measures at the right time as well. And then it measures a ton of torque between your feet at the right time. And then when you get to peak verticals at 251% of your body weight, but you're essentially pushing against the ground at 503 pounds of force away from the ground, that's like long driver stuff. And it makes sense when we see 128, 194. It simply makes sense. Yeah, that doesn't serve as anything other than to validate your feels. If this is what I do to create power.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's more education for me.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I've been hitting it further lately, and I was just interested to see what if I was just hitting it extra solid, or if actually the speed was going up.
No, it's you. It's the horsepower. Yeah.
And I think my swing has gotten so much better in the last year or so, just mechanics-wise, that now I can finally, everything's just synced up consistently, and I can feel like I can go after a driver a little harder if I want. And
how much of the 128, 129 horsepower or power is a function of what you do off the golf course, gym-wise?
I think a lot. I mean, I do work out. Last couple weeks haven't been a little bit more. We've been traveling and all that, and get back in the routine. But I do work out. I'd say average about 5 times a week, and do a lot of legs. Luckily, I was blessed with tree trunks for legs, and but I do try to build them up even more. And,
you got a pro dumper, as they say.
Exactly.
You got some nice
exactly. I do. Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of stuff off the course, trying to just strength training, and that mixed in with getting my swing in a better spot where everything can be synced up, and I feel confident with it. Right. Then those two together, I guess, is added up to 128 miles an hour. So
work the hardware, work it off course in the gym, and then the mindset of speed.
Exactly.
And you too can swing it at 129.
Yeah, that's all it takes. It's fun seeing you do so well.
Thank you.
I mean, it's nice seeing you again for the first time in a while, a couple weeks ago, and yeah, I appreciate the help. It was a fun day.
Good deal, man.
So, all right. Well, we're done with the lesson. Thanks for coming out, Mike.
Yep.
I appreciate it. That was great stuff. I hope you all enjoyed that. I knew that my putting stroke was still fine. I kind of just knew that there was nothing crazy wrong with my putting stroke. But it was nice to see kind of that validation from one of the best instructors in the world. Just kind of that assurance. He looked at every single stroke I made, and it's not that he didn't see anything wrong with it. I mean, he said most of the strokes were perfect. So that was nice to hear. Like we talked about in the video, those right to lefters that tend to miss left, I've been seeing some. Like I said, I thought all the whole time that those were just pulls, and actually that was a good putt, and I just didn't play enough break, and that's something I just need to watch out for. Maybe the right to lefters, I'm just not seeing enough break on the short ones and trying to maybe jam it in instead of just kind of letting it start out there with good speed and let it break back into the hole. So yeah, it's gonna take practice to, I mean, it's been 9 or 10 months of not putting a whole lot of short putts, so it's gonna take a lot of practice to get that confidence fully back, and I understand that. So, and I wanna get back to the point where I can go play a tournament right now and feel great over every short putt. I'm determined. I'm gonna try to get that confidence back with the short putts, but yeah, there was a lot of good stuff. Big thanks to Cameron McCormick for having me out here, and make sure to go check out his YouTube as well. I will link it down in the description below. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel too if you enjoyed this video. And yeah, and how about just give me a like for hitting 128.4, what it was, 128.4 club head speed with my driver, 194 ball speed. I've never had those numbers before, and I just knew lately I've been swinging it really hard, hitting the ball a long ways, and it was crazy to see those numbers actually on the screen. So yeah, maybe give me a like for that. That's pretty crazy, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, thank you for watching. Sorry this outro has been very long. My arm is probably hurting, but thanks for watching.